Hello, everyone. Sorry, this could not be a live call. Some things came up that required my attention, and so I couldn't get on the call to have a conversation with you and to show you how the LMS works. But I'm here now. I'm going to record this, and then tomorrow we'll just, chat on Slack. Right. So today I'm going to be focusing on explaining to you the different parts of the LMS. I've already shown you a few things, but I'm just going to go a bit deeper into it now. The first thing you need to note is the LMS is a multi-tenant application. And what that means is each user gets their own workspace. It's quite similar to what Slack does. So with Slack, when you create a new account as an organization, you get your own workspace, your own URL, so that you can share that address with people and you can invite people to your own workspace. That's like how the LMS also works. So if you've done our program before, you would have a separate workspace. If you are doing this current training, you will have another workspace. And that means for those who have done any of our training in the past before that used the LMS, either one of our older training or one of the more recent ones, you will not be able to use the same workspace address. You have to wait for you to be invited to this workspace before you can use it. And by the way, the one I'm showing right now is an old one. You would see it says, welcome to I4G. I think this was in 2022 or something like that. So this is not going to be your own workspace, but it's exactly the same thing in terms of how it functions, what you would see. You might see different number of tracks, you might see different points, but the structure is still the same. Okay, so for those who have been asking me, can I use my old details in the new workspace? Unfortunately, you cannot. You have to re-enter your details here, but nothing to worry about. It's just basic information about yourself, which you can enter, which you can complete later. You don't have to complete them now, before you start using the LMS. The next thing I would like to mention is your invite to the LMS will be slightly delayed. And that's a good thing, to be fair, because now we want to give you a little more time to make your decision about the tracks or the courses you want to do. After this recording is done, and probably while I'm publishing it, I'm going to post something on Slack to explain the mindset behind the delay. And one of the reasons why we're delaying it is so that you can also have a chance to speak with one of the counselors to help you, for those who are still confused about the track or the courses to choose. You can set up a meeting with them and they can help you. They can answer your questions regarding that. Somebody mentioned this yesterday, and we decided that it's a good thing to have you, speak with somebody who is more experienced and who can help you make your decision. But keep in mind that you still have to do your own research. You still have to find out what your interest is. You still have to look at different options and then go for the one that you believe would be best for you. To look at different options, you can consider what kind of jobs are available in your immediate environment, what kind of salaries do they pay, what would really be something you are interested in. Don't look for the easy thing, don't look for the easy way out. And honestly, to be fair, there is hardly any part of the things that we do that is considered easy than any other one. So just do the one that is most interesting to you and that you are sure you will really like doing and you can make some income out of it. Because what's the point of learning tech if you can't make proper income out of it? Okay. Now I'm going to log out of this workspace, of this account. When you get your own workspace address, you will go to the address on your browser. Just enter the address. For example, this address is waiting.zuribo.com. Typically, you will get something.zuribo.com. So once you get the address, you go to the address, you log in, you click on login. Once you click on login, you enter your login details. I've entered mine already. So I'll just click on login. Takes a few seconds to load your details and you're logged in. It's really that simple to log in. Okay. So I'm going to go from you know, each block, each link, and just explain what they are and make things easier for you. It might get a little long, but I try as much as possible to keep every live classes or recording less than 1 hour. But if you want, you can skip ahead. You can, whatever you already know, you can speed up the video just to make things easier for yourself. Okay, once you land on your dashboard, what you will see would be all these boxes here, which are quite self-explanatory, I think. The point here explains what you currently have in terms of your score. So you see 5/62. 5 is the total, 5 is the current score that this person has. 62 is the total obtainable score for this particular course or the track the person is in. This particular person is taking 3 courses and is part of 3 tracks. I've already explained what tracks are. There are no current posts for this person for the week. The person is at stage 0, and there are no lectures for this person for the week. At the lower part of the dashboard, you would see a video on the right side. This video gets changed regularly. So, you watch it when it's typically going to be a video that we believe you need to watch to help you understand what is happening on the LMS, or to help you understand something new coming up on in the program, or just some sort of video that we believe will be useful for you in terms of your career. So that will appear here. You can watch it. You can decide to watch it later. That's absolutely fine. And then on this side, you will see your most recent task. Now, when your task is given to you, you will see 2 things here, like these 2 badges. One says, obviously it says test, but that is basically the track that this particular task or assignment belongs to. And then there is another tag here that says cumulative. So let me try and explain what that means. Cumulative task, a task or assignment, or whatever name we call it in your own particular course, are the things that would be added to this point here. So every task that you see here that says cumulative would be considered a prerequisite for graduation. Okay, a prerequisite for completing the program. So if a task is non-cumulative, you can just do it and it will be fine. Even if you fail it, it will not appear, it will not be part of the things we consider as a graduating criteria. So a cumulative task is required for you to graduate, and you have to pass it. A non-cumulative task are just, sometimes we add some tasks that are necessary, that are useful for you, but they are not necessarily part of what we consider as a graduating sort of task. Okay, so that's what that means. So you would see them here. It would appear as the first badge would be the track that the task belongs to, and the second badge would be either it's a cumulative task or not. So when you land on your dashboard, what I expect you to do is to just look through the most recent task. If there's a new one, or if there is one you have forgotten to submit. If you forget to submit a task, there's really nothing we can do in terms of changing the date or the time, but my recommendation would be, don't let that stop you from continuing. And that's because we've not told you the passing grade. So you can't just conclude that, oh, because I didn't submit one task, that means I will probably never be able to graduate. You really can't know what will happen. We could decide to publish some supplementary assignment for you to catch up, and some other things we can do just to help people and make sure those who really deserve it don't get kicked out, don't graduate with poor grade. Okay. So if you miss a task, if you are not able to submit a task, or if you don't get the a very high score in a task, don't let that discourage you. Don't let that stop you from continuing in the training. It's still very important that you get the full scope of what you're supposed to get. Okay, another badge you will see here says not submitted. Those are for tasks that I have not submitted as the owner of this account. Another badge, another kind of badge you will see on this side would be pending grade. So if a task is or an assignment has not expired and you have not submitted and you have submitted, it will say pending grade. So that means you've submitted, but the task is still open, it has not been graded. When it's graded, you will see graded and then you will see your score right there, just like this one shows. Sorry, I mistakenly clicked on that. Okay, and then you will also see the status of the task. If it's closed, if it's open, you will see it right there. Again, this is a very old workspace, so I'm just showing you, I'm just trying to explain what you would see on your own workspace. Right, this shows your point. I've mentioned that this is your list of courses. You can click on this to see the courses that you're part of. So the ones that say enrolled are the courses I'm currently taking. You can remove yourself from a course if it is allowed for this particular workspace. If it's not allowed, you will not see this option at all. Okay, but don't forget that if you do leave a course, it means, or a track, it means all of your submissions, all of your assignments would be deleted and you have to start afresh in the new track that you select. So please keep that in mind before you make any choices in terms of leaving a course or a track. So you see a list of your tracks here, a list of the available tracks, and then you can, either decide to leave or change your tracks if it is allowed for your workspace. Okay, you can also see the same options here. How to select a track would appear here. These buttons basically do the same thing as these ones, so that's clear. This is your student ID. It's very important that you don't forget it. Obviously, if you have your login to the LMS, you would always have the access to this. And it's probably going to be necessary for you when it comes to collecting your certificate and so on and so forth. So just, don't forget to log into the LMS and don't forget your student ID. You can keep it somewhere. It's not that long. It's mostly going to have first three characters as alphabet and then a couple of more alphabets after the zeros. Okay, so that's the dashboard. That's basically what the dashboard is. On this left side, you see a menu which you can hide if you want to have your view in this way. But the next thing you see is user, which is just you, by the way. I can see my profile here. If I click on user profile, takes a few seconds to load my current data. And because this is a very old workspace, there are a couple of things that might not really be what you will see in your own workspace. Okay, it basically contains information about this particular user. It shows whatever information you've given us would appear here. You can change it, you can edit it. You would also see a list of your assignment, the points that they've been given, and so on and so forth. So explore this. It's fine. It's not really that difficult to understand. Okay, it's really easy for you to just go through it and see everything that is there. This option might not appear for you yet because you're probably new to the training. This option would only appear for those who have completed their training and then they want to request for a transcript. So I wouldn't worry about this just yet. Okay, that's what it's on the first menu of the user. Teams, you don't have to worry about teams just yet because when the time comes for you to work in a team, you would be told, but basically you can join a team and work with the team. Guardian would apply to people who are less than a particular age. For 2024, it is people that are less than 16 years old. They will be required, they are less than 16 years old will be required. Well, I don't think it's 16, I think it's 10 years old actually. Anyone that is less than 10 years old will be required to invite either their parents or some guardian to have access to the account, just to keep track of whatever the child is doing on the LMS or online generally. A calendar here basically lists everything that you have, including your lecture, your assignments, just to make sure you have a single place to view everything, making it easier for you to know what is happening next, what is expiring next. This is quite easy to understand. Just click on calendar and you will see everything there. Okay, now this is possibly the most important part, like I've mentioned earlier. because it lists every of your assignments. Some of your assignment might have some prerequisites, which you would see here, and then you can follow through with that. A submitted assignment would appear this way because this has been submitted. But this just shows a list of all the available assignment that you have right now. Then you can view each of them. When you click on view, you can see the details of each of them. Your submission thing will appear here, and then you can submit. So that's the task page. Post page will just list all the available posts, and you can interact with the post by liking or commenting under them. That's also quite easy, but you would only see posts that relate to your track or to your course, because posts are specific to tracks or to courses. So when they get published, when you look at the page, you would only see things that relate to you. You won't see everything that everybody says. Okay, so lectures would be when there is a lecture, you see it there, you can indicate that you'll be attending. To be fair, it's a very, very easy system to use. One of the mindset behind building this system was to make things easy for the students. Everything is quite easy to navigate. You see proper self-explanatory buttons. You know, okay, once I get to this page, I should see a list of my lectures, and then I can open it. Typically, to open a thing, you see the view icon or a view text, just like this one, and then you can say, yes, I'm attending this particular class. The help section lists a couple of things. So there is the discussion, which you can use to ask questions. We would be explaining this as the time goes on. But once you post something there, fellow student can come in there and also respond to you. Yeah, I know this is not a good comment to have as an example, but you can post something and other students will come and respond there. Let me see if I can find something a bit more. This is the end of the program, by the way, so a lot of them are certificate issues. Yeah, let's see if I can find something that has a bit more comment. No comment on that one. Yeah, I can't find anything, but okay, if there are comments, you can comment under a post. I would really turn off notification. I don't want to be notified. And I guess the comments takes a few seconds. Yeah, so that's the comment there. Okay, so that's what this section is, the discussion session. The how-to section will just list a couple of things that we believe will be useful for you. So it will be a title and a content and an action. Action is going to be you viewing that particular content. I'm going to try and log into another workspace now, and just to see if I can sort of show you, a little more information about. So this is another workspace. It has another video here that talks about CV. I have 141 posts for the week. That's a lot of posts. Okay, let's go back. I'm currently in 2 tracks. This is my point, cumulative and non-cumulative. You would see the difference on this particular part, that I don't have the button that says enroll or choose a track or select a course here, because we've disabled that for this particular workspace. And you will see I don't have the unenroll option here because it is disabled for this particular workspace. So, that's how it works. So this is a task that I've submitted. I got 1/1 here. I never really submitted any other task after that. There will be no lectures. Okay, there's a lecture here. Nice. So this is the lecture has obviously ended. It's ended like 1 year ago. Yeah, let's see what I have on the how to. Yeah, we have a couple of how to's here. This is how this will look once things get uploaded for you. You will see how to set up GitHub, which is going to then show you that video right there. How to set up this, everything, you would see everything right there. So you can watch this video. It's just a couple of how-to things that we believe will be useful for you. We have a couple of how to navigate the Slack workspace, how to navigate Slack web, and so some other things. So some of these things will be on your own workspace as a start, so you can watch the videos and interact with them. Let's now go to discussions. I'm trying to show you, like if I can find a better discussion example. I think this might be one of them because it's taking a couple of more seconds to load. Yeah, it's taking a while, not even seconds anymore. Okay, I'm going to close all of these. And it's almost there. I think there is a lot of things there. Yep, there is a lot. Yeah, okay. So we're there now. It's okay. Right. So let's go much earlier. Let's go to much earlier posts. See what this one says. Okay, this has been answered. Let's check it. Yep, so you see several comments here. And then when a comment is marked by the admin as the proper answer, you will see verified answer here. So that means if somebody should ask a question and you have a similar question, instead of asking that question, you need to firstly search here and say, for example, Slack, and say, oh, I'm trying to join Slack, whatever, something. And then you can come there and say, and see the responses. If it's been marked as an accepted answer by an admin, you can then say, oh yeah, this has been answered. Let's go to this one. And you can look for the marked answer, which is this one. And that's it. So it's just a way, on Slack, things can get quite chaotic that it's difficult to find answers. So here it's just easier to see the question and directly go to the answer that has been verified by an admin and just know what to do from there. Okay, so yeah, that's how that works. Let me see the task I have here. This is just how the workspace works. Once you get your own access, you'll be able to log in and interact with the workspace. You will see your assignment, you will see the post, you will see your lectures, and you will see a calendar right there. Okay. All right. Hopefully this has been helpful, but this is what I wanted to do, just to walk you through the workspace. Once you get your access to your own account, you would be able to interact with it and just play around with it. Now, this is what we use. We've been building this, we've been developing this since 2022. I think it's 2021, actually, when I committed the first code. But uh, there are still, you might find some issues. To be fair, you might find some issues that you can report. We allow that. That's totally acceptable and welcome. And if I tell you some of these features you see on the system is because somebody noticed something and said, hey, why not do this? And it might be helpful. And then we decide to do it. So if you see a problem, a bug, a feature that you believe might be relevant and useful for the future training or cohort, just send a DM to any of the coordinators or send a DM to me and say, hey, I have a suggestion or I found a problem with the LMS and we'll look into it. Okay. Yeah, so that's all I have to share right now. I'll be posting a couple of things on Slack once I complete uploading this video. All right. Thank you all.